Assalamu alaikum sir, myself Nayeem Siddique Bijoy and my ID is 2321556. Our project is titled Secure Linux based Apache Web Server Development with Security Hardening and Monitoring. The project focused on building a secure web server system that protects data and ensures reliable services. Web servers handle client requests and deliver website and services over the internet. They are a core part of modern system, so their security is very important. However, many default server configurations are not secure enough. They are vulnerable to unauthorized access, cyber attacks, and data breaches. The problem motivated us to work on this project, which increased cyber threats. There is a strong need of secure system. Our goal is to build a secure web server with proper security and monitoring features, ensuring safe communication and reducing vulnerabilities. In short, we aim to make a web server more secure and reliable. That's all of mine. Thank you, sir.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarkar. My ID is 232155762. Today I will explain objective and system architecture. Next slide. Project objects. Our main object is to design and implement a secure and efficient web server environment. First, we deployed an Apache web server on a Linux-based system to host web content. Then we enable virtual hosting, which allow multiple websites to run on the simple physical layer. Ensure secure communication between users and the server, we implemented HTTPS using SSL encryption. We also configure a firewall using UFW to restrict unauthorized access and allow only necessary ports. In addition, we include a monitoring system to track user activity through server logs. Next slide. System architecture. Our system follows a layered architecture designed for better organization and security. The top layer user interacts with the system through a web browser by sending requests. These requests are handled by the Apache web server, which processes them and returns the appropriate response. The Apache server runs on the Linux operating system, which provides a stable and secure environment. On top of this, we add a security layer that includes HTTPS for encryption and firewall to control network access. Additionally, we implemented a monitoring layer that tracks server activity logs or incoming requests. Next slide. Core component. Our system is built using several key components that work together to provide functionality and security. With virtual hosting allows us to run multiple websites on a single server, making efficient use of resources. Second, HTTPS ensures secure communication by encryption the data exchange between the client and the server. Third, the firewall configured using UPW acts as a security barrier by allowing only specific network traffic. Finally, the monitoring system helps us track server activity in real time by analyzing exit logs, which is useful for detecting error and potential security threats. Together, these components create a reliable and secure web server component and environment. That's all about me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Habibur Rahman. My ID is 288. I will explain the methodology, meaning how the build step by step. We follow 5 phases of complete this project. The phase 1, environment setup. We install the Ubuntu Linux inside VirtualBox. This is the base of our entire server system. Phase 2, Apache installation. We then install the configure the Apache HTTP server, which work as our main web server. Phase 3, virtual hosting. After that, we set up virtual hosting. This allows two separate websites, site 1 and site 2, to run the same server. Phase 4, security handling. For security, we configure the UFW firewall and set up HTTPS so that all communication is fully encrypted. Phase 5, monitoring and automation. Finally, we added the real-time log monitoring and use shell script to automate the installation and log tracking process. Tools and technology. Now I will talking about the tools and technology used. Ubuntu Linux. This is our operating system. This is a stable and secure Linux distribution which are real inside VirtualBox. Apache HTTP server. This is our web server. Apache is an industry standard server that supports both virtual hosting and HTTPS. Firewall. This is our security layer. Using EFW, we control port level access. Only necessary ports are open, and all unauthorized traffic is blocked. Shell script and bash. This is our automated tools. Using bash script, we automated the server setup and long tracking, so we do not have to repeat the same task manually. This is the fourth together we up our complete secure server environment. Thank you, everyone.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. My name is Shafin Ahmed and my ID is 184. So today I would like to illustrate or demonstrate of our project, which is web server deployment and security hardening. So let me directly go to the project site. So this is basically the dashboard of our project where we can see many types of buttons such as open site 1, open site 2, admin panel, system status, HTTPS check, view logs, and real system checks. We will check all the sites from here. But before that, I will tell all the features of our project. The first one is actually virtual hosting, then HTTPS configuration. After that, firewall setup, and the last one is access monitoring. So before checking virtual host configuration, I had to set web server. So I set here Apache web server. So I now I'd like to check whether there is any server or not. So I split the screen and open the terminal. So now I would like to go the real system check part of my project where I can see many types of comments. So by using this comment, copying them and pasting to the terminal, I can check and verify all the features. For example, if I check whether there is any server or not, I just copying this comment. For example, I copying this comment and paste it to the terminal, enter. So I can see the server details here. Here it says it's enabled. The server name is the Apache HTTP server and it is active. So here from here I can say that here a server is active, which is Apache HTTP server. So now I'd like to go the next feature, which is virtual hosting. So we know that for virtual hosting we have to set more than one size to this server. So here for checking virtual hosting, at first we have to copying this comment uh, from the site. So before that we clear it and uh, paste the comment to check the virtual hosting updates. So here we can see that the port 80 use site 1 local and port 80 is also use site 2 dot local. So I can also check by another, which is another comment, which is this one. If I click it and paste it, I can see all the sites which is configured from this server. So I can see there are four sites. The first one is actually default, the second one is actually HTTPS, the third and fourth one is site 1 and site 2. So these tools are configured in this server. So I can say here, I say this the virtual hosting is configured here accurately. So besides I can check by another way. If I go to the main dashboard here and click the open sites here, I can see this site 1 dot local here. Here it says the details of site 1. Okay, now I can go back to the and go to the site 2. It also says the details of the site 2, and you can see the address, which is http site 2 dot local. So I can say that here virtual host is configured perfectly. Then our next target is to check the HTTPS configuration. So I go to the real system check and check the copying the comment. So I copying this comment at first, copying this comment. So let me clear the terminal at first. Now paste the comment here. So here I can see the port which is red and the port number is 443. So we know that HTTPS use 443 port. So we can say that here HTTPS is configured. Besides, I can check it in another way. If I go to the main dashboard and click the HTTPS check, I can see the main site is loading main dashboard. So here we can see a log and it says you have added a security exception for this site. So I can say that here HTTPS is configured. So go to the next, we go to the real systems site to check another configuration, which is firewall. So we know that firewall is basically the security guard of server. So we can set some ports which is allowed by using the firewall. So if I check some ports, for example, uh, if I copy this site and paste it, copy this comment and paste it, I can see that the firewall is still active and login is on. So I can see the ports which are allowed. For example, 2288 and 80 and 443. We know that 22 is for SHAH, 443 is for TCP, 443 is for HTTPS, and it is for HTTPS. Yes, so these are allowed in the firewall. So I can check which firewall is I configured here. So if I copy the comment and paste it, so I can see here UFW allow 22 by TCP. So I can say that here firewall UFW is allowed, which is uncomplified firewall. So our firewall checking is done. So the next and the last features which is live access monitoring. So I just copying my comment for live access monitoring and paste it to the terminal to check the live access. So I can see all the details. So if I go to the main dashboard and reload it many times, we can see the terminals is getting updated. So if I zoom the terminal, I can see the IP address, which is 127.0.0.1. I can see the time and dates of the reloaded sites. I can see the site's address, which is index.html. I can see here the data passes, which is 2228, and here 200 means the site is successfully related. We saw that the dashboard is actually successfully related. We use here Mozilla Firefox, which is also seen here. So we can say that here live access monitoring is perfectly available. So if I go to the dashboard again and zoom in, I can see some many buttons from here. For example, admin panel, I can click here and see the details of the admin. If I go to the system status, I can see the system status perfectly, and go to the back to the main site again. And if I also we also added some virtual logs from some virtual logs, which is demo from here. I can see the details from here. And so these are basically the main dashboard and project, where we can check and verify all the features of our project. So that is all about from myself. Now I would like to call the next member for continuing the further part, and I would like to thank you, sir, for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you are all in keeping well by the grace of Almighty. I am also well. Here my today presentation topic is about limitations and future works. I am Sakib Ahmed. My ID is 232150085. Limitations. Virtualized environment limitations. The project is implement using VirtualBox. This is good for learning and testing, but it doesn't fully represent a real production level cloud or enterprise environment. Secondly, our limitation is no scalability and high availability features. The system doesn't include advanced features such as load balancing, clustering, or failover mechanism, so it may not happen large traffic or several failure properly. Thirdly, the limitation is use of self-signed SSL certificate. The project use a self-signed SSL certificate for like HTTP, although it's enable encryption. Browsers still show security warning because the certificate is not issued by a trust certificate authority. Then here are some limitations like basic monitoring system, limitations, automations, basic security handling, not fully ready for real-world deployment. Limitation automation. Some shell scripts are used for automations, but the system is not fully automated or scalable. Tools like Ansibility, Puppet, or Docker are not used for better deployment and portability. Future work. Here are some feature works like development of a fully automated deployment script like advanced bash automation to install and configure Apache, virtual host, firewall, and SSL with a single execution. Improvement of the current shell scripts by adding error handling, logging, and rollback mechanism for safe configuration changes. Integration of automated several health monitoring system that continuously checks Apache status, port availability, and disk uses. Enhancement of log monitoring by adding automation log analysis script to detect suspicious activities. Here are also some features like introduction of basic AI-based auto anomaly detection using simply Python script to identify unusual traffic patterns from access. For lastly, the feature works are automation of backup system for website file and configuration directories like var, www, etc, Apache 2 using scheduled cron jobs. So this is here my presentation, like limitations and future works. Thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Allah Hafiz.